Hello, welcome to another episode of the EJB Talk Show. Today I have a very special guest, trumpet extraordinaire and good friend of mine, Justin Coe. This is a very special episode because it's the first guest who's a non-percussionist. How are you feeling today, man?
Feeling good. Feeling honored to be here.
Nah, it's just my silly little show, you know? But what'd you get up to today?
We just had orchestra rehearsal. We read like bits of pictures at an exhibition, and then we read through the Hinastera's Estancia dances.
How'd you feel playing that Mussorgsky?
Mussorgsky was great. I'm playing third trumpet, so.
Oh, okay. You don't get the excerpt?
Nah, but I get to have the fun part of like having fun, but not like blowing my face out.
Right. Have you played that piece before?
Not an orchestra.
Okay. Like with a band?
I played a brass ensemble version.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Did you play like the excerpt there?
No, I played. It was also like more of a supportive role, but then like because I had all of the non-brass parts in it, it was really fucking
true. Yeah. So how are you enjoying our second semester so far? Or like this is our second weekend.
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now?
It's a bit of an adjustment. Like a lot of our academic courses are about contemporary music, so
right.
Got to get used to wrapping my head around that. But I've got like more of a stronger schedule and game plan going into this semesters than last semester. So
right,
feeling good.
And how did you feel about last semester overall?
Last semester, it was kind of like a jump from first semester because we had like less courses, but the courses that we had were a lot more challenging, required a lot more time.
Right. So I want to ask you this, like going way back, what is your earliest musical memory that you remember having?
Well, I don't remember exactly what age, but all of my siblings, we started playing violin around like 3 years old. So.
Violin first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember like bits and pieces of that, so
that's the first time.
That's the first time.
There's no like memory before that, just like showing interest. Well, you're 3, right? So
well,
there's not much.
My parents have always been into classical music.
Okay.
I think when I was a baby, my dad like always played like the baby versions of classical pieces, and so it's just always been around me, even though they're not like professional musicians.
Were they musicians at all? Like, do they play instruments?
Yeah, they were. I mean, in high school they were both in band, but my dad he's like a really good pianist, and
okay.
He still plays from time to time, and yeah.
Just curious, what did they play in high school?
I believe my mom played the flute, and my dad played the clarinet, and then I think he also took a class where he played bass guitar. Yeah.
And was that in Canada? Like, were your parents?
Yeah, they went to school in Scarborough.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you and your siblings all like born here and stuff, born and raised here in the GTA. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay, so going to the first time you've played the trumpet, how old were you and what was that like?
Well, I first played the trumpet in grade 4. I got my first trumpet. Like I think because my dad was really into Baroque, I heard a lot of like really crazy trumpet playing, and so I always liked the trumpet. And
right.
My parents knew this, so then they always knew I wanted a trumpet. And one day my mom just surprised me. She rented out a trumpet.
And was this before like it was a required thing to be in band class?
Yeah, so in my elementary school, you had to be in band, and you start band in grade 6, and then you can join like the extracurricular things in grade 7.
So the trumpet was how old again?
Grade 4.
Grade 4,
yeah.
Okay.
I would say it was a rough start. I wasn't a natural at all on the trumpet.
Was it like amateur mostly, or?
I think like my muscles just didn't have, like a lot of people have natural affinity for the musculature, but I didn't. And I spent a year with a teacher at a music school, and then I really didn't make much progress, and then I switched to a different teacher, and things started getting better a little bit. But the other thing was I had a lot of I had a really weird bite with my teeth, so then I always had metal in my mouth from like...
You had braces?
Yeah, well, I had like some kind of machinery in there from like grade 4 all the way to like grade 10. So that probably stunted my development a bit in that area too.
When was the point that you like got comfortable with like playing the trumpet?
Well, I think I was always like, I knew I had like, because I had a musical background, I could make do with that. And because I started earlier than everyone in school, I just those two things combined got me like a lot of opportunities, and I felt good playing the trumpet. But I don't think like I felt I was like at that point I was just relatively good. But I think like it was more midway through high school I switched to a teacher that actually played the trumpet. The other two teachers I had before were bass trombonists.
Interesting.
And they're both really good. They taught me a lot of things about fundamentals. But once I switched to my actual trumpet teacher, I got my braces off. And then once I adjusted to having no metal in my mouth, because I never played with no metal in my mouth at that point, right? So once I adjusted to that, things started like improving exponentially, and I just felt really confident after that.
That's sick.
Plus, my school also had a lot of performing opportunities, so I got comfortable with that. Yeah.
So I know that like, us knowing each other for the past couple of years, like you were telling me that you were like good in high school, you had good grades in other subjects. What made you want to go into music rather than, since you were basically succeeding in most subjects, you could have gone into anything you wanted to? What was it with like music for you?
So even though I was like, I did a lot of like outside of school math, and like I really like science. I like learning how things work. I always like, when I graduated elementary school, like I think in the yearbook I said like I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Right.
But then I went to like a music camp that summer, and I kind of was always surrounded by all of these people that were a bit older and had a bit more involvement in music.
And you're super into it.
Yeah, I got super into it. And at that point, I'm in performance now, but I was more into the idea of doing music education.
Really?
I think like the most iconic memory I remember is really weird, but like thinking like I want to do this forever. It's just like me and two other trumpet players in my cabin there. We just took a day and we're just like cleaning out our trumpets, and they were showing me how to do things, and we are just talking about the mechanics of it, and I was just like, yeah, this is cool.
So just cleaning a trumpet.
Yeah, cleaning a trumpet. Yeah,
this is sick.
Yeah.
When was the point in like a bit later that you made like the exact decision to like instead of like juggling it like that?
Yeah, I think actually like right after I went into high school, I was already set on like doing music, but like I said, it was education, and then I kind of like decided I wanted to do performance because my high school we did a lot of performing, and
it was just like your favorite thing.
I just realized that was what I really liked, and I do like teaching. I like helping people, but and I think I started after music camp. I was set on the goal, but then after that, I was like all in.
Right. And so, like into university, like you have done a lot. Like you're in FMUA and stuff, and you do really well in like performing and stuff. And you did NYO and NYB this summer. Like, what was it like in first year to like juggle all those like responsibilities on you, like on top of schoolwork and then like FMUA duties and like applying to like who knows how many festivals you apply to, right? Like how do you manage your time like that?
I think it's like something I got used to in COVID, like because everything shut down. I told you I was like all in already, so I wanted to because COVID took away a lot of structure, I decided to make that structure myself. Right. And then that kind of like, those skills just like naturally carried over to when I came to university. Now, because we were like, I think it was a bit lighter when we came back from COVID compared to like other first years that usually enter. For us, it was probably a bit lighter, and so it was a much smoother transition. When it got to preparing for festival auditions, that was a bit of a challenge. But basically, what I would do is I just like I list out everything I need to practice, and then I just like figure out how many sessions I want to do per day and divide it throughout the week and make sure I'm rotating through everything as much as I can. So I would generally like to rotate between things about every 3-4 days, just so it's fresh. And I wouldn't like I would always work on like the things that need work, not just like just blasting through this stuff all the time.
Right.
In terms of academic stuff, I wouldn't say I managed it very well in first year. Like, I think I just got by on the fact that I was naturally good at theory.
Right. Just having a lot of background.
Yeah, I mean, skills, everyone was kind of surviving. But with theory, I had background, and then it's kind of like math. Like, math, I don't really like math, but I just have a natural affinity for it. So that's why theory kind of works out for me. And yeah, I always like, I think what kept me going through those academic courses was just like, I always know that it's applicable in some way. And
when you play.
Yeah, and I remember like there was this moment where I fully realized how important skills was, even though we all didn't really enjoy it. But I was playing this concerto, and I had this like ridiculous double tone run up to the high range, and I was missing everywhere. And I'm like, what if I figure out the solfege? And then I sang about the solfege, and then I played it, and I was like, perfect. Because I was like really hearing it in my head at that point. I was internalizing like each note's function and but I wasn't thinking about it because of just like the nature of solfege. It teaches you how notes work. So, yeah, it's just an example of how like how I stay motivated to continue doing all of those things is because I realize that they're all useful,
Right. That's sick, man. That's like really nice to hear your process, because I'm always trying to up that too, and everyone's always trying to get better at their productivity like that.
Yeah.
So you had a recital last year in the summer. What was that like? What made you want to do recital after your first year?
I think I just wanted to have more performing opportunity, because I prepared everything for a jury anyway. I just wanted to see if I could do a recital, but I didn't want to do one by myself, so I asked one of my trombone friends to play with me, and he also wanted to do a recital, so it worked out.
Nice.
And it was really hard because duet music, there's not a lot of break, so we played a bunch of hard stuff. It's definitely a learning experience. It was definitely a learning experience. But I think like I went back and listened to it really recently, and while there is stuff I could have worked on, like I wouldn't have realized that if I didn't go through that experience. And that's good, because then when I actually have to do a recital, like in third and fourth year,
you know what it's like. Yeah. That's sick, man. Yeah. I'm gonna start wrapping this up, but I do want to ask you, what are some personal goals for you for this year, 2023? Like, like productivity and self-improvement, but mostly like musical goals. Like, what are you thinking for this year?
Yeah. Bless you. Goals, I think I just want to I want to really solidify my my playing. Like, I think it's really good, but I think it's really on the tip of being like really great, and I think like I have to make sure I am able to apply those aspects all the time. Like I think my teacher always wants me to have like instantly have color in my sound, and I just need to that's something I really want to fix this year. I've never been like really great at starting notes, and that's something I want to fix. And I think like if I fix those two things, like my playing will be very competitive. And and I guess like smaller picture goals, I'm auditioning for even more summer programs than it was last year, and some of them are a lot more ambitious with a lot more prestigious teachers, and I want to be able to do something different this summer that entertains more interests and learn more repertoire. I just really want to immerse myself a lot more in the music,
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you the best for that. And yeah, I think that would be it. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the EJB Talk Show with Justin Ko.
Thanks for having me, man.
Man. So happy you did this for me today.
No problem.
I'm so happy. Hope you guys also enjoyed the setting change. This is
it's very nice.
Yeah, my spot downstairs was kind of taken up at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
After an ensemble thing. So
but it has some color, so that's
it's I think I might do some more here.
Yeah.
Depending on, there's like
Yeah.
They'll probably hear the rehearsal going on right now.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a music school.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you guys so much, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.